Bah,
Ba
bah.
ba ba.
Those are the noises I make to entertain my son now.
Oh
Just
yeah.
whatever. It's actually a lot harder to make up noises for a baby than it is to try to copy noises that you've heard before.
Are you trying to go for all original sounds?
Well, I mean, you when you're like riffing,
Uh-huh.
like I don't know. I'm sure people that are good at it are like practice making new sounds. I just have to fill space. It's like
Uh-huh.
you have a set time, like you have like a comedy set you got to fill, but it's infinite because if you stop, he starts crying. And so, like for example, if he has to go down for his nap at noon and it's
Uh-huh.
11:40, well, you got 20 minutes of vamping you got to do so that he doesn't, turn into a pumpkin before it's nap time.
Well, I mean, have you seen that Key and Peele skit where they were doing scatting? Like
I've,
they're
I
like
don't know.
two jazz people who are scatting
Oh,
and insulting each other through.
oh yeah, I think I have seen that one.
Yeah, I
That was
really
pretty good.
need to watch that to practice.
Yeah.
And oh
Also, did
yay, we
you
have
get a
50
haircut?
minutes. Yeah, last time we talked about it already, and then I was like, "Oh, you didn't notice my haircut," and then, yeah, you were
No,
like,
you
"I
didn't
totally
have it
noticed."
colored this color at the haircut though.
No, I did.
No way.
Yes, but then the lighting didn't really show it as much
Oh,
last time.
okay. So there's a little bit different lighting because, like, I
Yes.
definitely feel like I would have commented on the
That's
the
why I was like, your comment is not dramatic enough given the amount of work that's been done.
yeah.
Anyway,
Somebody pull up the last chat. We gotta compare because I don't think it looked like this in the lighting. What's up, Gwen? What's up, Farquan, Isis, and and PP?
it's PP2.
Oh yeah,
Not
sorry. The
PP,
the
not
second
just PP.
PP is his father.
Yeah.
Okay, but I gotta look up this last chat because I don't think that your hair was this color.
All right. I'll also say hi to IQ313
Oh,
and also
okay. So
AQ1110.E.
okay, so I kind of stand corrected.
Oh, and of course, Isis. Hello.
I kind of stand corrected because okay, so look at this. The oh, okay, so I know what it was. Wait, was it the last one or the one before that you get a haircut?
Last one.
Okay, so here's my defense. So it does look like okay, no, I'm sharing the wrong thing. I'm being a boomer right now. All right, so the
Whoa, you're actually pulling it up.
yes, I'm pulling it up.
Oh, it does look much darker on here.
So it does look darker,
Huh.
and I was on my laptop, and so
Oh.
I
Oh,
didn't have the same
right.
quality of light. So I'm not a
Mhm.
bad friend. I'm just not a good friend, and
It's okay.
I'm okay with that. What's up,
Hey,
Priyanka?
Bianca. Thanks for joining us as well. But yes, things are changing. My hair color is changing.
With the seasons, are you gonna shave it all off for midwinter?
What? No.
It's red because of the fall and bald because of the winter, and all the leaves are gone.
I'm not. My head is not a tree stump.
If you're gonna be true to the seasons, Kristen, I think it's only fair.
Please, like, at least 100,000 YouTube subscribers for me to go bald. Like,
All right,
all
y'all heard it
of
here
these
first,
years.
folks. 100K subs, Kristen goes bald. Only 10K for me to release all my emo pics.
Yes, I've already quality checked them. They are very high. Oh my god. Yeah.
I've been reflecting. We picked this flux topic like 2 weeks ago, 2.5 weeks ago, 3 weeks ago, whenever we did the last show.
Mm-hmm.
And I've been reflecting on it ever since because my life has been in flux. I'm sure your life has been in flux too. You've been traveling a lot. But I've been thinking about, it was back at my parents' house. I was taking pictures of those photos of me as a kid. Like the idea of things changing in your life somehow is a thing that you think about all the time. But I don't know about you, but like I don't really register it even if I'm thinking about it sometimes.
You mean change is happening in spite of us thinking about it?
Yeah, I mean, like, how do I describe it? You try to acknowledge that change is happening, but the only thing that you can perceive is the thing in front of you that's different than it was yesterday or last year. And so, in a way, you're not really watching the changes happen. You're watching the results of the things that have already changed.
Well, that's horrifying.
Well, yeah. And so I've been trying to sit in this idea of, oh, I'm in this ice flow river where things are just constantly moving and shifting, which maybe you
Mhm.
can talk about too with the connection to Buddhism. Like I've been trying to sit in this ice flow and feel myself get pushed down river as opposed to being like, oh, that tree's different than the one that I thought I would see there.
That's a nice imagery. I hope everyone is safe and secure in this river.
Doubt it. Rivers
Oh,
flood
thanks
all
for
the
joining
time.
us, Wally Dark King.
Wally Darking. That's a Pokemon. Just kidding. It might be though.
It might be.
Sounds like a Digimon, honestly.
Yeah. Yeah, and oh yeah, and MFA, I'm sorry to hear that you're struggling to rebuild your home. I know that you're talking about this in a very physical terms, after all the floods.
Oof,
So
yeah.
yeah, that's a huge flux. And oh, Gwen has actually shaved her head about 3 times. So
Nice.
I'll need to reach out to you for tips should that
Wait,
day
so
ever occur.
second 2 times Gwyn got engaged after. So, okay, so Gwyn has the magic bald head, which it doesn't seem to be good.
But yeah, like so how I guess the whole show is like how do we handle change, right? Because I mean, change is good when it's like going well, but most of the time change is painful. And there's usually a grieving process that happens whether we like it or not, when we lose something that we love. And like I think for many of us who are on some social platforms, like we always see those platforms changing, and of course we also see people around us changing. Uh,
Yes. Was there a question?
there was no question.
Nice.
that,
That was
was,
good.
that
Good.
was a monologue.
All right. Yeah. No, it's a good monologue. So I think
No, but like
part
my
of
question is like, okay, so what are some tips you have in handling change, especially those outside your control, which I presume you would have had to experience from being in the military, where you're just like whisked away to random places.
yeah. So I've experienced rapid amounts of change in a lot of parts of my life, like very recently. But you're talking about, a decade ago when I was in the army or military college, whatever. I I don't actually think I had the healthiest coping mechanism with those changes
Oh.
because there's a version of there's a coping mechanism of change of
Mhm.
being like, okay, everything before the change is gone. This is entirely my new life now. I'm fully adjusted and I've left all of that behind.
Mhm.
And sometimes you need to do that, and that is, maybe the headspace you need to be in to get through the immediate change. But I've found after after kind of experiencing, like, my entire life is a series of massive changes.
Mhm.
Like I think everybody's is to a degree, but I've kind of had, I don't know, 4 or 5 careers before turning 30. Like I turned 33 this year, and so each chapter of my life was very, very different. From military college to the
Mhm.
actual army to deploying while in the army was very different, to grad school to tech and startups. Like it's just every time it's been so different.
Mhm.
And I haven't tried to keep I haven't tried to consciously keep parts of myself from era to era,
Mhm.
and that's left me at moments feeling really drifting, or
Mhm.
like it's left me feeling really groundless and without a sense of, this is how I want to experience this thing. Like
Mhm.
I'm very, very, very good with going with the flow at the expense of also living a life that I'm consciously choosing to live.
Mhm.
And so I think the thing that I'm trying to do with this current era's big change, which is, new baby, new chapter with, my partner. My brother passed away a few months ago. I'm navigating how my family dynamic is changing, both with like my core unit and my extended family. Trying to decide how to deal with my friends, because it's
Mhm.
like, I love my friends. Obviously, can't do the same types of things that I did
Are they
before having
watching?
a baby. What was it?
Are they watching?
I don't know. We don't have our friends don't watch the show that much sometimes. But okay. Well, there was another big one. What was the other big one?
Oh, but you're having the thing now, which I experienced too, which is called my friend had a baby, and now
Mm,
it's awkward to hang out.
yeah.
And
Well,
it's
so
just
it's
like,
not.
split that happens of like with baby friends and no baby friends.
Yeah. I mean, like this sounds a little callous, and I don't mean it that way. It's just some of the things that I used to care about, I
Mm-hmm.
I could not care any less about anymore.
Mm-hmm.
And that's not to say I'm like ultra dad, fully locked into it, doing very good job, but I very much over the past few months have decided some things really matter to me and some things don't.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, and some of the things that I really used to care about, I still want to do. Like I still want to wake up and lock into a video game for 12 hours. I still want to do that.
Mm-hmm.
But the other things in my life that I care about so much more than that. So
Mm-hmm.
and so I don't do that. And so yeah, it's like an interesting question of how do you do this deliberately? Because it'd be very easy to be like, oh, I'm full dad mode now. Whatever I cared about previously doesn't matter at all. Just like fully commit to being in this role, which like you do, but you can commit in different ways. But then that sets people up to, 18 years from now when, baby's an adult and goes off, like they don't have a themselves anymore.
Mm-hmm.
Like they've spent this whole time focused on what was, what they thought was best for their kids. And I don't think that ends up, like, I don't think you end up living the life that you want to live that's as rich and frankly as good for the kid than you might have if you were also your own person as you're going through that. But I'm still very much in the thick of trying to figure that out. As you're transitioning into some of the big things that are going on in your life, how are you processing this kind of stuff?
Yeah, I think it's almost like a function of free time, right? Like we were talking about how well, capitalism sells you a lie. One of which is the idea that you can do everything and keep a nice and clean house and do all the chores and cook and clean for yourself. And how because I'm transitioning to a job that it's gonna take up a whole day. Like
Congratulations.
which thank you. But in a way, it's like this is my baby equivalent. It sucks up the whole day, right? But then how can I still have time for my own creative work and all of that? And realistically, it is about me cutting out all the little things that I spend time on that don't matter as much, right? It's like it's very funny. I'm like, oh, the cure to doom scrolling is to just literally have no time to do it.
There are I don't know. Would you consider Joan Westenberg a friend? I don't know if we know them well enough to be friends.
I don't think I can claim friendship. I think that's one of those parasocial relationship things.
Yeah, kind of. Like I've chatted with them back and forth via DMs and stuff, but they posted something the other day which kind of pissed me off, which probably means I should listen to it. But it was basically the spirit of it was, if you are getting sucked up into the current thing, just know that it is somebody trying to take up all of your slack attention and energy. So anytime you have like a reserve of attention or care or give a shit about something, somebody's trying to suck it up for their agenda and current thing discourse, whatever the most recent thing that happened is a way of sucking up that slack.
Wait, what? But why did that piss you off?
Because I like the current thing. Like, you know what I mean? Because I care as like a default. And so, especially about institutions that I care about, when something is happening and I'm like, oh, this is bad. And I want to be like, this is bad and this is why. Well, it's beneficial for somebody getting eyeballs or clicks or whatever that I argue with them about it, right? Like that's why rage baiting is so effective, because it's manipulative with a purpose. I kind of land in the middle where there are some current things that you should care about, and that's very personal to you, and you have to be honest with yourself about what is worth your time and attention. Like I don't think you can just swear off the current thing completely. Frankly, that's very privileged to be able to do. But the Tori, we are friends. It's not parasocial. We are friends.
Yeah.
Also, I want to shout out actually, no, we'll get to this in a second. But the other flux thing that, we'll hit on, but we won't sit on forever is we're kind of losing our digital home.
Oh, right.
Like that's a
Oh, before
huge
we
flux
go on to
thing.
that, I want to say hi to Yes to Crypto from Said Digital Home
Yeah, what's up?
that we're
The-
all losing together.
yeah, and so anybody in this chat, anybody out there that ends up seeing this, you probably had a digital home at some point on the
Yes.
internet. That's
Mm.
probably what got you on the internet in the first place. Whether it's a forum or like a channel, and then the creator kind of outgrew the type of content that you liked. Like whatever that digital home is, we're in an era where I feel like most of our digital homes are getting, clear cut and the land paved over and, strip malls getting thrown up America style.
Mm-hmm.
And, I get it. People have to make a living doing whatever they do, but that sucks. Like it really sucks that the digital spaces that you find comforting
Mm-hmm.
don't make enough money for the people that fund them to justify them existing.
Well, we could argue. And the thing is, I would feel better if we're just like bulldozed over for strip malls. But
Yeah.
the sad part is we're not even bulldozed over for strip malls, but for something much worse. So,
It's much dumber casinos. But okay, so I mean, I guess the gamification of the world is
Mhm.
part of the flux of this era. It's actually
Mhm.
pretty crazy to me. The we don't have to get too deep into this, but it's pretty crazy to me
Mhm.
that the Puritan work ethic, conservative, wake up, earn your pay, come home to your family,
Mhm.
America, I think it's like a myth because people were drunk as hell during that golden era of lifestyle. But
Mhm.
like that identity is also super cool with the gamification of the entire planet.
Right.
Like with sports betting, with prediction markets, with whatever other dumb thing we're going to come up with to gamble on
Mhm.
reality, because I guess we
Mhm.
can't participate in it anymore. Like,
Right. But I think,
I,
like, as these things are changing, I did feel like, the James Franco meme, him going with the noose around his neck, going first time,
first time,
like,
yeah.
because I've had these like internet home destructions happen before,
Mhm.
so I think I just never had high hopes in the first place, and I was always planning on the parachute plan of like, okay, I'll keep the friends that I have, and we'll have to like caravan and move to somewhere else. I feel like that's always been the case. Um,
Yeah,
but
dust
I
to
think like
dust and all
this
that.
is where I like a little bit of a chaplaincy stuff comes in because like you and I were talking before we started the show that, oh yeah, like one of our friends hosted like a group chat, and there's they said, oh, don't be complaining about what's happening on the social platform. But I actually feel like, well, but we complain because that is the grieving process.
Yeah.
And like like part of it is like releasing all our frustrations and emotions and all of that, and that is part of the healthy processing that like should happen, I think, with change.
Yes.
But like I feel like where in the past, like for my own past of like having a lot of like instability and moving from like country to country and like never really being like having a home anywhere per se, where how I adapted as a kid was I just bottled up all my feelings. I'm
Yeah.
like, well, I'll just never be attached to anybody in the first place then, you know?
Perfect solution.
Exactly. And like, that, resulted in an explosion later on. But like, that's where I feel like it's the change in the way I deal with change that's happening. Is like before it was a lot of bottling up. And
Yeah.
now I'm like, okay, if I'm gonna be sad, then I'm gonna be sad. And that's also okay. If I'm gonna complain and bitch, that's also okay.
Okay. So I have a response to that, but I do want to acknowledge. Okay, baby, welcome. Thank you for showing. Thank you for arriving. We've missed you. And yes, Kristen did tint her hair. We talked about that earlier. There's a question that I want to hit back earlier, but to respond to what you're saying about bottling up and
Mhm.
feeling things, like I want to talk to dudes that ever listen to this, because when as a guy that receives things as a guy, when I
Mhm.
hear, "Hey, just feel your feelings," the gut reaction is to go, "Well, you can't always feel your feelings." And
Mhm.
so, like, I want to throw out there that That is correct. In the middle of a conversation with somebody that's like bothering you, you can't just break down and cry necessarily in every circumstance, especially if it's not like a safe relationship for you or you have to have a certain face or whatever.
Yeah, sure.
But the core idea that we're trying to talk about here is that you can compress your feelings and compartmentalize them and put them into a box, but that doesn't make them go away. It just means you've put them on a shelf to deal with later, ideally at a time that you choose. But if you don't ever deal with it, you don't get to choose the time that you deal with it. And then you end up punching like a wall in a gas station, then getting arrested. Like that's just the story of not eventually processing your emotions. So
we should clip that.
Yeah, 100%. Okay, so Kristen, I want us to both answer this. For Quan had an interesting question. Which part of life felt the most alive and when did you enjoy it the most? I have thoughts on this, but I'd love to hear your answer.
Oh, but it's for you. Give me more time to think about it.
For us. It's on the show. It's for us. All right, so
I'm still going to give my standard answer.
I think of the answer to that question. I think of the answer to that question in terms of the moments in chapters of my life that I felt alive. Because what made Cameron at 15 feel alive, what made Cameron at 20 and 25 and 30 and 33 and 40, whatever, those are different experiences because I was the same through line of a person, but I had different experiences, I had different worldviews, and I had different just ways that I processed and reacted to things. And so I really do think, my 16-year-old hooligan self, one of the things that made me feel the most alive was getting up to hooligan stuff with my hooligan friends and like hanging out behind the strip mall smoking cigarettes and like doing that thing where I'm experiencing interpersonal relationships in like a free way that I couldn't really do when I was younger. I also kind of felt most alive when I had a big falling out with that friend group and, learned how what you categorize as certain levels of friendship doesn't necessarily translate to other aspects of friendship that you thought. And then in military college, it was much more of I felt the most alive as I was finding the limits of like my determination and my physical limits and like running into these walls and, hopefully climbing over them with the help of my classmates and friends. And then like so on. And so now, like no joke, I feel the most alive when I'm making like today I feel the most alive when I'm making something that I feel is authentically the thing that I'm trying to say, whether that be like writing or music or some other form of expression. And then I also feel most alive when I'm kind of rocking my baby to sleep.
Aww.
Like it's there's a weird there is a softening that, maybe I think many men go through. I don't know if you get that reference, but the
no, I don't.
It's a 50 Cent reference, but like there's a thing that guys that have like a veneer of toughness or whatever that they feel like they need to put on. If they let their guard down with their kid, especially when they're really young and can't like interact, like a 3-month-old cannot talk to you. It can't it can scream and it can it can kind of smile and maybe the beginnings of laughing. It's a new experience for me to truly love and care about this thing that I can't really interact with. It's a person, but kind of barely, you know what I mean?
For now.
Yeah. And so like the infinite possibilities of this, seed pod of a person is at the top of my mind, but like holding my kid is a very vulnerable experience because it's like it's not a practical feeling moment. It's not a thing that I can do. It's just like, oh, the best and highest use of myself is pouring care into it, which is like I think guys care about things by like, polishing it or like doing something to it to improve its condition. Like you just got to care about this baby.
Mm-hmm.
And that's like it's a very emotionally vulnerable feeling for me, at least.
That's
And so
really
like,
good. I've never heard of like this comparison, but that makes a lot of sense to me when I see my dude friends take care of their fishing equipment. I'm like, oh yeah,
yeah, like the doing, like men derive their sense of self-worth, frankly, because of society putting it on them. They derive that sense of self-worth from, did they do something? And if they did something useful, they are good. And so like when you can't actively improve the condition of something, it feels like, what's the point of you being there? But that's not really how babies like work, which is why it's so discombobulating for some men, I think.
I'm so glad that little baby Teddy is cared for. For me, I feel like I'm most alive. There's like two extremes. One is when I almost died. Like, there's nothing that makes you
Hell
feel
yeah.
more alive than almost dying. To
That's true.
experience, like,
That's why I
hiking
jump in front of
adventure.
trains every week.
You what?
Keep going, keep going.
And yeah, which I don't recommend anyone do on purpose, but I feel like, you know, if you have been involved in any near-death experiences, I feel like the moments like during and after that are definitely the ones where I'm like, oh, nothing more precious than just being in the moment and being alive.
Christin, base jumping arc when?
I've only done like the safe kind, you know, the tandem parachute, which I do recommend people try it out.
Did you base jump or skydive?
Skydive.
Okay.
Yeah. No, I don't think base jump is very safe statistically.
All right.
And like the other thing, yeah, for me is like sitting in silence with a bunch of people also sitting in silence, which again, like, it's the most paradoxical thing as to how that can make one feel the most alive. But for me, it just like clears away all the layers of misperception I have about life, and it just like gives me a direct line to life.
Does and it's specifically with other people?
At this moment, yes. I think you can like, I'm sure if you're really advanced, like some people, my friends, do it like completely alone and like in the dark even. But
Yeah.
and they seem to derive a lot of value out of that. But I feel like I'm still at the phase where I don't really want to do it all completely by myself yet.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Like,
I mean, I
for my
think
friend who did it like completely alone in the dark, it's almost like a simulation of death, right? Like, it's like you get to practice what it's like to you know,
the
be
dream.
nothing. Yeah. And also I'm glad that Okay Baby got your reference.
Yeah,
and it's coming. 50
Appreciate you. I'm gonna. Sorry, burp. I'm gonna look something up here real quick. So entertain everybody.
Oh, I have no idea what he's looking at. Yeah. Tori, do you remember the end? I was a mod there, and when that died, I cried. I'm so sorry. Is that like a forum or something? It's got a cool name. And look here. Just let me set a HA ... Sorry, your username got cut off. I don't know. Finally get to be a P capitalist. I am become wallet. I know.
Yeah.
Let us not become wallets.
Yo, I was looking up sensory deprivation tank costs. And they're expensive, man. I would want one, but not for $5,000.
One? Yeah.
Oh, dude. How sick would that be, though?
Have you tried it, though? They're a little, like, stuffy.
Well, I would get one with air conditioning.
Oh, okay. Well, is that like, because a lot of these are trying to simulate body temperature at the same time, so it ends up being quite humid.
Well, I mean, it is water in there.
Yeah.
I don't know. I haven't actually done that. It's on my list. If I was going to spend anything, like a chunk of change, I'd figure out how to get a sauna and cold plunge in my house first. I just like...
they sell the sauna thingy in Costco.
But is it infrared or is it the steam?
I'm not sure. And it's like one of those like a little bit janky like tent situations.
Oh no.
They have it.
Pass.
Oh yeah. Okay, yeah. They also sell the freaking wood finish, you know, the barrel looking ones too, but those are, you know, several $1,000s.
Yeah, I found a place that does. So there's a whole Finnish philosophy about sauna, right? And they have a whole architecture subfield of how to build one properly. And I found a custom build out place in the US, but again, it's like, 15 grand to make it. I was like, this is not going to happen, but one day I'll do the OK Banger show from the sauna. That'd be fun.
That would be pretty cool.
Yeah, just sweaty
We
as
should
hell.
do a live show, and then I'll stay in there for like
We should
5
do a
minutes
live
'cause I
show?
can't stand it. Yeah,
Oh, like together, you mean?
together.
Because we do a live show.
Yeah. Like so when I was like lucky enough to be in Iceland, they have saunas and steam rooms, and I have popped my head in there for like 5 seconds each because I just
Kristen,
can't stand the heat.
You got to lock in. Like,
I'm like, I ran away from a tropical country to not experience that.
well, okay, so the sauna is fine. The cold plunge is the thing that I really care about, but not in like I'm trying to optimize performance. It just feels like a hard reset of all of my biological systems for some reason. And I find that really, I mean, I think that there's a bit of Cameron inner truth nugget in there because I was like reflecting on the nature of my relationship with any type of altering substance like alcohol or whatever. And that is my goal with whatever is to just hard reset. So I don't know if it'd be good for me to have access to it. But I guess I like the flux aspect of, okay, my body's one thing. Let me do something else with it.
For sure. And like, the end was a teenage Nickelodeon form in the early 2000s. Oh,
Rest in peace. Rest in slime, I
R.I.P.
guess.
Yeah. And what is your beverage of the day? For me, I just finished drank most of my tea, and I'm back to the Fairlife Core Protein Power thing.
Classic Core Power. Teddy really likes those bottles. So like when it's crazy how transparent advertising like catches a baby. It's terrifying, to be honest. But so my drink today is I got my dunks. Got my dunk. What did I get today? I got a iced Dunka latte, which is like a coffee with an espresso in it. I got my Celsius.
You have one that's like walking distance to you?
Oh yeah, it is. But we hit the drive-through. We're American, obviously. I got Amazon water, and then I got Lipton green
Amazon water. Yeesh.
Oh, I'm sorry, Kristen. Do you want to come bring me bottled water to my house for relatively cheap? Because if so, I'll buy from you.
But yeah, today I might be donating blood. After our show.
Did somebody ask you?
Okay, so there is this not sponsored. There is this company called Good Labs that's doing they'll give you some free biomarker testing if you donate blood.
Nice. We're sponsored.
It's a pretty neat program. So I signed up for it. However, I don't know whether they would take my blood at this point, actually. Because some places are really strict about whether you've been to countries with malaria.
Yeah.
And I was just in Malaysia, and I realized, whoops, I don't know whether they check for that. So it depends on how desperate they are for donations, usually.
I mean
vampires, they would check for it anyway later.
Yeah.
So it's a little silly.
Well, I mean, if you can save them a test, they probably would want to save that. I don't know.
Yeah,
I find
I'm trying to fill her up so that I don't completely wilt.
Have you eaten some solid food too?
Yeah, I had some bread.
Okay.
Yeah, and I've donated blood before. I'm pretty okay with it. I don't get too woozy.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, we blood tests are weird, man. Like I always find it really interesting how much medical things are chemistry. Like the fact that a lot of the blood tests, I don't know, it just feels like, you look at the blood and do something with it, feels much more intuitive to me than, you take the blood and then you drop some chemicals in it and the way that it interacts tells you about the blood. Like that we're basically wizards is what I think I'm trying to say.
Yes.
Like that's just potions. Like those are elixirs, those are draughts, those are concoctions.
So I think I would this is so terrible, but speaking of advertising, my reaction to the Amazon water would be much more appealing if it came in a cooler bottle, like a little alembic or something. Like an actual potion.
But then
bottle
it wouldn't be cheap as hell. I don't know. It's like the good place. It's hard to just be good in all aspects of yourself.
Yes.
You know, what does that even mean, right? Is the substitute just as bad, just better branded? Yeah.
For sure. Oh, Ogebe said advertising. Yes, my mom says when I was born without electricity and when the community light got fixed, I wouldn't take my eyes off the TV at a particular advert. It's fascinating. It was an understatement.
Yeah. I mean, even if I'm just checking my phone for like 30 seconds, if it's at the right angle, Teddy's just like, it's so scary. It's so scary.
Whoa.
Yeah. And so
That is scary.
it's honestly making me really reevaluate my interaction with devices just because I'm like, oh, I forgot what it's like. Like it's.
What happened to the thing that you were using? The brick thing?
Well, so I've been traveling for the past 6 weeks, basically. And so I couldn't have it on because then I might lock myself out of my phone while I'm in Tennessee and I can't unbrick. And so I just had it turned off. And like, you know me, if I'm in a down state, I'm looking for cheap dopamine. So I doom scroll. That puts me into a worse state. So I need more cheap dopamine. So I doom scroll. Maybe I see a video of a cat, but then I see a video of a terrorist attack, and then it just keeps going. You know what I mean? And
yes, because you're on the worst one too.
Yeah, I know. I mean, you know, Christian's referencing like ex-army, I like being up to date on war crap, and so it's just awful. And so
and then I also like made this like one-shot app of like a fake Twitter with only your own content, and obviously that didn't soothe you. I was trying to make a pacifier.
Christian made an AI version of Cameron being like, hey, this will make you feel better.
It wasn't actually an AI version of you. I asked it to scrape your content. So
it made up versions of my stuff.
Oh, it did?
Yes. Oops. And so I'm reading Uncanny Valley Cameron being like, am I really this cringe? Do I really like sound like AI this much?
I thought those were actually excerpts from your content. I guess it lies.
No, I'm offended that you think that.
Oh, you should be.
That's why I responded. I was just like, do I really sound like this? Because it was clear to me that it wasn't my stuff.
Yeah. Well, should I even? I'm like, oh, I should link it to everybody.
No, please don't.
I know. Just perpetuating like bad information.
Ugh.
Yeah. Okay. Friends don't let friends create weird changeling versions of themselves.
Yeah, friends don't let friends create Shoggoths to destroy you. Egregores. Kristen made a Cameron egregore, and I'm not a fan.
Yeah. See, it's almost like I'm a wizard, and I'm like necromanced. a false version of you.
Are necromancers wizards? I don't think in all canons they are.
I don't know. It depends on which. Like, I'm sure there's some D&D like official person who's like, yeah, technically different categories.
Yeah, I mean, definitely wizards and warlocks are different.
Yeah. Well, warlocks use more dark powers, right? Is that the definition?
Warlocks have a patron that gives them their powers.
Oh.
And then sorcerers are innate, at least in the D&D canon, sorcerers have innate magic. So like a wizard studies books to learn about spells. A sorcerer is just magic chosen one. And so like the idea of a sorcerer going to school is kind of funny because all these nerd wizards are trying their best to be good at magic, and the sorcerer's just like, haha, look at this nerd, and then hits them with a spell.
That's fair.
Yeah, but warlocks are like, you know, indebted to, you know, a devil or something like that, and they get handed, or a god or something, and then they get handed their powers from that thing. And then if the god gets mad at them, they can take the powers away.
Tori says we should talk egregore more. I actually don't know what that is. And then like
let me look up the technical definition because I think I'm pretty fast and loose with it, but there's like a specific word. Yeah, okay. So it's like an egregore is a non-physical entity or thought form that arises from the collective thoughts and emotions of a distinct group of individuals.
This explains the world.
Yeah, and so it's just like you can think of, I don't know, the obvious one is like wokeness is like an egregore, or like alt-right energy is like an egregore of this group of people that have this certain way of thinking about how things happen. And then, as Tori is pointing out, Like there's versions of it in esotericism that it like turns into some sort of being or force that can act on the world.
Great.
And so like, if enough people think of this awful thing, it turns into a demon thing that like destroys stuff.
Well, this
Gwyn
makes
would,
sense that we just replaced. We had the Greek gods and all sorts of deity beings, and we like in the American gods now canceled New Game and Story. Like we stopped believing in them, and they went away. Now we believe in these other things.
yeah, that makes sense to me. Gwyn, I'm unsurprised that Egregore peaks up the Gwyn radar. As they're pointing out, capitalism, patriarchy, all these other things that are these like monstrous concepts that control things in the world today, like they're versions of Egregores too. I'll try to bring it to the next stream. I was at my grandfather's house the other week, and he has a bunch of old books, like 100+ years old books, because he's just like collecting that kind of stuff. And he's trying to, get rid of some of the clutter in his house. And so I grabbed like 20 books, bunch of old stuff, bunch of like original Rudyard Kipling printing, things like that. And so I'm excited to clean those off because they're kind of gross. But once they're cleaned off, I got some books about the occult from the 70s, which I think Gwyn would find interesting.
Oh, that is very interesting. Clean them carefully. Don't activate any ancient magic.
They're not like Necronomicons. They're just like paperback printings about, kind of like encyclopedia type things, but from like the 70s.
Aw, I was hoping for Necronomicon, so we put some gems in, it comes alive.
Christin just wants me cursed on stream. Just open up, life ruined.
Yeah. Okay, so we thought we would recommend pieces of media related to the title of the stream.
Yeah, section. We're trying to come up with parts of the show that lend themselves to reproduction, frankly, but also just further reading, further watching, further whatever for people that like what we're talking about. So having an extension of the topic is important. So, Christin, what are yours? I'm gonna get mine.
Yeah, so when Cameron was like, can you please think of a piece of media related to the word flux? I was like, the Flux is a board game I like. But I do have more to say about it. So Flux with 2 X's, it's actually a pretty casual like card game that you can just buy in many stores. It comes in many variations. Yeah. And I feel like it's a very like scissor statement kind of game. Yuhang, my wife, hates it. I think Tori you might also hate it.
You think I might also hate it?
Yeah. Okay, Tori hates it. Okay, that's a certain personality type that I think.
Everyone, dogpile on Christin.
Yeah. So the idea of the game is that like the cards themselves are the rules of the game. So every time you add a turn, you're actually adding even more rules in order and complicated it. So that like the winner of the game is the one who can navigate all these constantly changing game rules. And I feel that for certain people like who hate not having stability in the way the world works. No.
It sounds just like a cruel simulation of my life.
Yeah. So not saying what you and Yuhang have in common, but yeah, like I personally I like it because here's the thing: you think of it as a cruel simulation of your life. I think of it like as like, oh yeah, it's a great game because it's a really good simulation of life, like with its ever changing rules.
Because everybody knows that the most fun part of the world are the rules.
Yeah, exactly.
Nerd.
Exactly. But it's a really, I mean, it's a great game because it's like you don't have to teach it because as you're playing it, you're learning it. So good. I hate
so
teaching
you also don't prepare for it either. Great.
Yeah.
A thing that's only rules but also no prep.
Correct.
Good Lord, Christin.
Yeah. But I think like so everyone's response is so funny. So I think it's a great game to me because it's like no setup. It's completely fair. No one can prep for it. Like you have to be impromptu. Yeah,
maybe we try to play it on
sentimentally
stream one
recalibrate.
day. Oh, maybe I'll regret this, but we
Yeah.
can try.
Oh yeah, and they have themes. Yeah, so Tori mentions that like there's a Cthulhu one, Adventure Time one, and yeah, like, it
Okay.
lends itself to merchandising really well.
Can you name like a rule? Is it like every word has to start with a C? Is it like that kind of thing?
No, they tend to be like rules about the actual cards themselves. So some cards are like the ones you're supposed to keep for points. And then
Okay.
like the rules that change is like, oh, what counts as points or what doesn't count as points and things like that.
Okay.
Yeah, so like maybe that's not as annoying because they are self-contained. It's all about rules about them cards themselves. It's almost like Uno, but the rules keep changing.
Got it. Okay. I
Yeah.
think I could be into that, or I could just flip a coin for 30 minutes in a row and then, call it a day.
Like the fun for me is watching how frustrated people get over this game. Okay.
Oh, got it. So it is truly Satan's game.
Yes. If you are a sadist, you get extra points.
Okay, so we'll put that one on the shelf and we'll see what we do.
Yeah, I think what I need to do is find one with a fun theme that like we both like, so that it's like a little bit of the sugar goes down with the medicine kind of thing, and then we can play it.
Okay, I'm open to it.
How about you? What's your media recommendation?
Well, I'll give the chat a chance to guess what the obvious media recommendation about Flux is. So we'll give them like 30 seconds or so. Tori, how well can you remember the last 15 minutes? Yeah, I mean, I guess that's interesting. I could see myself loving that. I could see myself hating that. TBD. I do like having the rules so I can learn how to play. So off the cuff, I don't think I'm a big fan, but we'll see. We'll give folks another few seconds to guess. I don't think they're gonna get it. Maybe it's only obvious to me. I'm a okay. Okay. The obvious one is Back to the Future. Flux capacitor. Come on.
This is the part where I'll annoy you once again by telling you I've not seen Back to the Future.
I mean, at this point, it's just kind of a given. I am unsurprised,
I feel like these
unshocked.
are ways in which I annoy men. Like,
Tori got it.
Indiana Jones. I haven't seen the original Star Wars.
Kristen, why? I'm literally putting together a list of classic media to show my son because movies don't exist as an art form in the way that I think that they used to.
Yeah. Well, I mean that's supposedly why Netflix bought like the entire catalog, right? Because they realized that people love classic media.
Yeah, I mean because it was art. It was peak movie. I was thinking about this before actually. The 80s movies with the practical effects, like I think 80s into early 90s movies are some of my favorite to watch just because of the nature, like how unique each film feels because of this like pre-CGI practical effects thing, or at least like most of the CGI was like pretty low scale. There's a cool YouTube channel, I forget the name of it, but there's a bunch of like CGI artists that look at scenes from old movies and they're like, how the heck did they do that?
Oh, yeah. You should drop the link in our Discord when you find that. That sounds interesting.
My real recommendation about Flux as a concept is a book we've talked about before, not like us, but I talked about it on my book channel a little bit. But Trickster Makes This World by Lewis Hyde. It's if you're into myth, which I know a lot of people in the chat are, if you're into folklore, if you're into the stories of how things came to be, I think it's a phenomenal book. It's a bit dense. It's written by an academic, and you know how books like that sometimes get, where they're very good at writing papers, and so they just like keep writing the paper that they want to be writing, and like I think it could probably lose like 20% of the book and still be pretty good, like as good. But as an exercise in one, refreshing yourself on a bunch of old, myths about the trickster in various cultures around the world, but two, just an exploration of the concept of a trickster in society and in culture. It rips, man. The idea of a trickster is the idea of a change bringer. It's the force in society that takes the rules of what things are and adds a new dimension to it, or shifts it, or flips it on its head. And it's like this exogenous entity that makes things that weren't possible before now possible. And that, like, I don't know, it just kind of feels like we take that for granted today. But, in some cultures, the concept of lying didn't really used to exist. And so, like, the trickster comes and introduce this concept of lying to a culture. Or, like, they'll, steal fire from the gods. Like, they'll take something from the gods and bring it to people. And then now people have a new tool that they didn't have before. And that's a really important idea of a thing to have, because in a world where it feels like things are fixed and unchanging and inevitable, and AI is going to take over and everything, the idea of forces that are not bound by these inevitable things that are acting on the world that can come in and change the course of what's happening, I think we need to re-embrace that. And so Trickster Makes the World is so far my favorite book on that concept.
Oh, okay. I'll add it to on my book list.
Ooh, Isis, I think, is right. Corridor Crew. Yeah.
Tricksters Make the World. Corridor Crew.
Right.
Oh.
Let me drop the channel here.
Tori mentions, have you listened to the Emerald podcast as an episode about tricksters? That was great. Yes, I love the Emerald podcast. I haven't listened to all of them because they're so long. But it's a one about myths and
cool.
Yeah, and spirituality in a way that I think you can swallow.
I mean, I could swallow it all. I just don't know if I'm not gonna digest it the way that people want me to.
Oh. Yes, let us not be mind controlled by the media that we're recommending.
I've been thinking about the idea of getting high on your own supply, because like we like obviously make stuff for social media, and we both kind of hate the fact that social media exists, at least in its current iteration.
Are you saying we should get more high on our own supply?
No, I'm saying that like I'm like in a spot where I'm trying to figure out. I just want to make stuff that I like, but also people will see.
Yeah.
and I know that's kind of what everybody says, but I feel like the median answer is you just end up making stuff that is audience captured or algorithm captured, or really plays to base impulses, because it just wins on a long enough timeline. And so I don't have an answer to this. I'm just kind of bummed about it.
I mean, keep trying.
Yeah, okay. I've been getting fed a lot of like, hey, if you keep pushing, you're gonna make it hopecore crap recently.
Oh,
and
the algorithms know your mood.
No, I mean, so I was searching for, what's up, Fremon? I was searching for format inspo for, so like I did that whole experiment with the Little Feelings poem. They don't hit on social media in the way that I would like them to. And, it's just kind of the nature of short form, is that it's got to look a lot flashier than just kind of like words on a page. If you're like not a name people will recognize and stop scrolling at. So I've been like coming up with ideas of, think hopecore style edits, but not hopecore, just like that, aesthetic energy for my poems. And so I think because I've been looking for that, it's feeding it to me.
Oh, yeah. It is a little bit of a, what do you call it when a snake eats itself?
Yeah, Ouroboros
Ouroboros situation, yes.
And so like, I think I have, What was that?
Oh, I had that happen to me too. I was looking about like
snake?
healthcare newsletters. Oh my god.
Yeah. I'm like,
Oh,
oh,
scrolled
Kristen is
all the way
neurotic. Let's
down.
feed her more stuff.
Hmm?
The,
Yeah.
but so it's crazy how irresponsible some of these really well edited things feel.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I know that there's a class of, shadow accounts that don't actually really subscribe to anything that they're pushing out there. They're just trying to get like views so they can get ad revenue and monetize and whatever.
Mm-hmm.
But like people that seem pretty earnest being like, hey, don't quit. It's gonna keep working eventually. Keep going. Just believe. Like, I can tell from the comments that it's not being taken with a grain of salt.
Oh.
It's like, oh yeah, I was feeling down today. Insert horrible situation here. But if I keep going, I'll be fine. Like, no.
Are you sure those aren't bot comments?
I mean, I got a pretty good dose for bot comments. Like,
Okay.
this feels.
Well, but it might actually be helping that person if it lands in the algo at exactly the right time. It's not implausible.
I mean,
it's not a
I
solution.
think that there's a lot of situations where the advice "keep going" is bad. Like, this isn't me saying, "Hey, you should quit anything that you're doing that's hard."
Yeah.
But just blanket saying "keep going" is awful because there's so many reasons to not do something that isn't serving you.
I think this is you should make a Cameron Spirals video about this.
Yeah, probably.
But I know what you mean. Like, but aphorism sells.
Yeah, I mean, it's just the TikTok version of the every tweet devolves to a fortune cookie.
Well, yeah, but I just think like, maybe the reality is that a lot of the stuff that you make, it just, has hipster appeal and will never have mass market appeal, and that is okay.
I don't think it's okay. I think
you have other projects that have more potential mass market appeal, right? The sci-fi projects have that. But like, I feel like a lot of the feeling stuff, it's just, it's hard. And you got to start off, or like it's one of those things, like just like luxury market stuff. You have to start off with a niche first, and that is also okay.
Yeah, I mean, like again, this is just a fundamental Cameron and Kristen difference. I think some people have bad taste.
Well, but that by definition means that you should look for people that you deem to have good taste and only focus on those people then.
Yeah, no, I definitely am doing that.
Yeah. So that
but I also want to reflect on the things that I see in the world that clearly hit with groups of people.
Yeah, but it has nothing to do with you.
I mean, I live in the world. I think it's interesting.
I don't think you live in the same world. That's what I'm trying to say, is that it looks like we're living in the same world, but we live in different parallel worlds.
Yeah, but we both get gas at the same gas station.
Yeah, but but even if, as you have seen, like sometimes you can stand next to someone, but they're not even in the same reality.
Yeah, no, I'm like, none of this is me saying like, oh, I think, as Tori's pointing out, like that they need saving, like, or I'm trying to change it. It's just kind of like when you watch a big rock fall off the side of a bridge and splash in a river. You're like, wow, man, that's crazy.
Yeah.
That's how I'm receiving it.
Sure.
Can someone have bad taste, good taste all throughout their life and choices? I think there is a possibility that somebody stochastically makes only good taste choices throughout their lives. I think there's probably like 5 people in the history of the world that have accidentally done that. I think most people with good taste have bad taste with high conviction until they reflect on their conviction after making a bunch of decisions.
Yeah, or something like that. They are so convicted that they change what the taste is.
Like,
of the
you
world.
can only become a judge of good taste after having made a bunch of decisions about taste. Often those early decisions won't reflect your later taste. I mean, it's just basically like anything you do for a long time, you're going to evolve in your thinking and understanding. And there's the distinction between your taste and your style. And so like you might have a taste that, you know, is like good or beautiful or interesting, but you don't have the ability to express that via your style. You know, whether it's with like your art or what you wear or whatever, or design choices in an app you make or something like that. And so like all of that comes over time with an increase in skill. Even if you have like really good taste at the start, like you can hear it in a lot of musicians where, you know, their third or fourth album sounds really, really interesting. And you can see hints of that in their earliest work, but, you know, maybe they just didn't know their tool as well as, you know, they do 4 albums in. And so, but that shit's just interesting. And like, in the grand scheme of things, there is no good taste. There's no bad taste. All of it's dust. None of it really matters. Blah, 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 blah. But like, in the world of like, hey, I think some shit looks better than other shit. Like, I think you can only get to the point where you can consistently make things that look the way that you want them to look after a lot of practice, unless you're like a crazy phenom.
Yeah, or like to me, it's like deliberate rationale usually correlates with good taste. Like you can make almost anything good as long as you're purposeful and stick with it.
Okay, the stick with it part is doing a lot of heavy lifting for me in that sentence. Right? Because like, I think perfectly rational people make terrible design decisions because they don't have any practice.
Yes.
Right? Because like a lot of it, you just, you know, once you've looked at a ton of different web pages, you kind of learn that, oh, an obvious buy button that's easy to press helps people purchase what you want them to purchase. But like, you don't know that until you've looked at a bunch of websites that are trying to get you to buy shit. You know what I mean? And try to make them yourselves. Kristen, we're going to be in flux this week. Any parting words of wisdom to folks about how to handle the flux capacitors of our daily life?
Parting words of wisdom. Gosh, everyone's already so wise in the chat. That's really hard to say.
That's true. Yeah, do you have any words of wisdom for us?
Yeah. But in terms of flux, that might be changing come January for this show. Since I have a full-time job, I might have to move this to just slightly before work starts. So, and also on Friday. So thanks for bearing with the scheduling fluctuations that might happen. We'll know closer to beginning of January once I start whether we're thinking about the same time on a Friday or potentially an hour earlier.
Yep. If you're not already in the Discord, please join the Discord. That's
the one place.
You know, for everybody in this chat, I think I might be going into hibernation on Farcaster here pretty soon. So you'll find me in the Discord more consistently than anywhere else, I think, on the internet right now.
Yeah, you can see wonderful chats such as Cameron dissing my choices in machete shapes.
Yeah, that's true. Chris is trying to buy these like super expert niche machetes. And I'm like, Kristen, what are you doing?
I wanted to have a hook at the end.
But yeah, like I might move my good morning posts to that Discord because I like the rhythm of always having like a weird meme. Like that's fun for me. It's just not fun to be on the Purple app anymore for me, I don't think right now.
Yeah.
And so it's just, you know, it is what it is. Life's about seasons. And we might be past the Purple season. We'll see.
Yeah.
We'll see.
You're healing people like Fremont with the good morning posts.
Well, sorry, you know, I'm getting kicked out of the town square based on they're turning it into a casino.
Yeah. Really bad odds. Yeah. That's the thing. If it was a good casino, I would actually be more okay with it. But
I mean, if I was making money, I wouldn't care.
The average person.
Yeah. But all right. Thanks for hanging out, y'all. We're gonna be here next week, I think, at our regular time. We don't know the word yet, but we will get it to you.
Yeah. And Happy New Year.